Hey, welcome to Petrol Media. And if you remember from last week, we were going through all of the songs that I had saved on that first compact flash drive from my MPC 2000 XL. The 1000 was being used to replay the files because it's compatible with the 2000 XL files, and the 5000 isn't. Otherwise, I would do it on the 5000. I think we're going to jump back in where we left off, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Now back to me from the past. But again, like I said, I do things in series. So I'm in multiple sequences in one session, and just like whatever idea is flowing at the moment. I don't like that. Next track. Turn it. Next track. Turn it, next track. So I'll have like I said, multiple in one session on different sequences. And then if I like something, I track it into Pro Tools, and then later on, years later, when I got the 1000 again, I started doing sequence 1 is like the intro, sequence 2 is the actual thing. So you know, you do things differently when you're younger, I guess. The original idea for this session for that day was and then after that, I switched over to main sequence, the verses basically. And then there was a 1-bar like pre-chorus thing. And then we drop in. You guys, if you've been on my Instagram, you've heard this track fully flushed out. And the interesting thing about this was each part was different tempos. Like one was 91 BPM, this is 87. And then that's like 92. And I think it was just because I wanted the tempo, I wanted the loops to go over correctly. Fun fact, this is pre-Recycle 2. Recycle 2 is a software that I used to use to chop up the samples and then put them in here for like the loops, but then I'd sample my drums in so I get that grit from my drums. Sounds familiar, right? We're in the ends. You you see what I'm saying? Like the MPC is a monster. Like when you have nothing else to use, it's amazing what you come up with when you have nothing else to use. I mean, I'm literally chopping samples and tweaking them to death to come up with stuff like this. And this, not everybody's gonna love this, but I like this. That doesn't really need anything. I'm going to mix this mother. On to the next one. Oh yeah, that was one of my first samples. I didn't know what in the world I was doing. Got to do something with that. Also, something I didn't like doing with the MPC was starting with the drums, because like I feel like when I start with the drums, I lock myself into a groove of what I'm going to be doing. So I almost always make tracks with the melody first. And sometimes I'll lay drum tracks in advance and then be like, oh, I need to add some melody to this. It's very rare. I feel like you need to let the melody of the track dictate where you go rather than the other way around. Yeah, see, like this, it went nowhere. Yeah, that went nowhere. That's why I don't do that. So I don't think it helps you. I see a lot of guys do it. I think it works for some people. I don't think it works for me. Starting a track that way. There we are. That's what we were looking. We were looking for the crap that's like 40,000 drums in one bar. This is that motherfucker right here. That is completely unlistenable. You can't listen to that. That's just too much crap. We're in the R's now, by the way, of this one. That's chaos. Oh yeah, I remember this record. This was an interesting track because if you notice, it starts with the snare or the clap, the snare on the one, because your boy didn't know what he was doing at the time. I make hot fire. So it's like mentally it normalizes after the first bar in your head, and you shift 2 to 1 and 4 to 3, and then your mind says 1, 2, 3, 4, but really it's 2, 3, 4. You get the point. Like it's confusing you. I don't know why I did that. Call it experimentation. You got to try things. I don't know if I have all of this. Yeah, because a lot of this seems like it was on... Actually, this track, I think half of it is on the Phantom. Yeah, half of this track is on the Phantom. This track is bad. I love this track. I love working on that one. Ooh, that's a lot of noise. So that was interesting. Is there another part to this? You gotta try things. So the first sequence was like me messing around in track. The sequence 2 is where I figured out what I wanted to do with it. But if you notice, the snare is on 2 and 4, but the kick throws it off and your mind thinks it's something else. A little bit of confusion. It was great though. I like that record. I don't know if I'll ever finish it, but. Oh yeah, this is. I was looking for this. Oh man. Okay. So this was my third beat on the MPC 2000 XL. I gotta remember what this was called because. That was, why did I call it that? That was my third track on the MPC 2000 XL. I actually was looking for this record because I thought it was interesting and I debated if I was going to do something again with it, but I don't know why I called it that. That's interesting. We're in the S's. I'm working my way through this as quickly as possible. And we're not going to cover everything because, again, I have 2 more compact flash drives full of stuff and there's still like, I think I found 250 after my last count of like tracks that I did on the 2000 XL that are just sitting around. So it's going to be a labor of love type of deal. Just like trying to figure out what was worth it, if there's anything there. So today I'm just going to do this compact flash drive. Instant smile because I know what this is. Yeah. Finally to the W on this one. Oh, okay. Okay, so let's back up a bit. So there used to be this rap battle at Howard University called Verbal Armageddon. And I remember making that as a skeleton record for one of the rappers in the competition. You just use what you could find, man. That's what the name of the game was back then. Use what you could find. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad. I think we're almost to the end. Yep, one more. And that's it for this one. So that's it for this compact flash drive. And I have to say that there are some records on here that I didn't realize I still had that are really, really, really good. I love these devices, man. I mean, like, yeah, there's so many ways to do this internally that, you know, you're hard pressed to choose this on first choice. Like, in most scenarios, my first choice is going to be like the MPC Studio or Serato, or just straight up just go to Logic and do what I do. But when I'm in here, you know, in my setup, I almost always prefer external gear first, just because it's what I grew up on. You know what I mean? Like it's there's something special about these devices. Between this, the 5000, the 2000 XL. The Phantom. Hardware makes you have to make decisive choices. And the newer MPCs, although they're amazing, like I said, they're the most powerful versions of the MPC. They're really, really amazing. You have so many choices still that you can still kind of drift off into doing all sorts of craziness. Which again is great, because I've heard some people do some amazing things with that. I mean, it's the same thing that happens in Logic. It's no different in that sense. Like, you have a million options, you're going to pursue those a million options. But when you only have, you know, a couple of sounds and some drums and maybe something for bass, you make real decisive choices. And that's the reason why I love these things. Between this one and the 5000 and the 2000 XL. Eventually I'll get another 2000 XL. It's not a huge priority right now. And also they're charging way too much for what they are. So I'm going to wait a little bit for the prices to come down, and then I'll grab one. But, you know, these are amazing. You know, let me know again which ones you guys liked from my series of tracks that I played on that first compact flash. I think I'll do this again in a couple of months and just see which tracks I like out of the other ones on the other compact flashes, and go through some stuff in there. The other beautiful thing about using the 1000 that we learned from a previous video in the series is that the 5000 can't play 2000 XL files at all. It can only launch the samples, but it can't play it. But the 1000, being able to play the 2000 XL samples, I can save those tracks here and convert them into project files that I can then dump into the MPC2 software on my computer and manipulate there and add to it, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing just to save time. But I love, like, this goes with me everywhere. Whenever we go visit family, for Christmas, when we go up to see family, or any other places that we're going, this always travels with me. Having this as a portable unit and being able to manipulate all those samples and then bring it home. And if I start it here, I can work on it here. If it's a 2000 XL file, I know I have to take it from here and go straight to this MPC2 Studio software. Is very, very beneficial. If you like what we've been talking about, like, share, and subscribe. Definitely go to my website, Petrol Media Inc. I have a bunch of sample kits on there that are really, really inexpensive. And I also will start putting up some free ones, like some stuff I find in here that, you know, people might like, or, you know, I make some new stuff that I'm fiddling around with, but I know that, you know, I'm not, you know, just jamming out with it. Why not? I'll offer those up for the hell of it, you know. But, you know, the really hot stuff, y'all gonna have to pay for that. So like, share, subscribe. Check me on the next one. Thank you for tuning in. I really humbly appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.